Ghana is gradually positioning itself as one of the most important industrial powerhouses in Africa, and a major announcement has just deepened that vision. A $5 billion investment agreement has been signed with Qatari agricultural investors, Aljadad Group, to transform Ghana into a leading hub for fertilizer production. This development does not only signal an industrial revolution in the agricultural sector, but also reveals a new chapter in Ghana's broader ambition to strengthen food security, create jobs, and reduce dependency on imported agricultural inputs. Before we dive deeper into today's update, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support is key to helping us grow and reach more viewers like you. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss out on exciting updates. The story of this investment begins with land that has already been secured at the Petroleum Hub Development Corporation, where a geo-technical team will commence feasibility studies in October. These studies will lay the groundwork for the construction of facilities that will anchor the project, with a gas processing plant at Atuabo serving as the primary source of feedstock. It is here, at the heart of Ghana's western region, that the foundation of fertilizer self-sufficiency will be built, ensuring that farmers across the country will finally have access to affordable, locally produced fertilizers, especially urea and ammonia. The size and significance of this project cannot be overstated. For decades, Ghana's agricultural sector has been plagued with the challenges of fertilizer shortages, skyrocketing prices, and dependency on imports that are often delayed or disrupted due to global supply chain crises. Farmers have long lamented how late deliveries and high costs reduce crop yields and profitability, which in turn hampers food security and stifles the growth of agribusiness. This $5 billion investment from Aljadad Group represents not only a solution to that persistent challenge, but also a bold signal to the world that Ghana is ready to become a fertilizer hub for West Africa and beyond. The investors have emphasized that more than 2,000 direct jobs will be created, a figure that may even double when one considers the indirect opportunities that will arise through logistics, transportation, and support services. For young people across the country, this is a game changer, particularly at a time when graduate unemployment remains a pressing issue. Reverend Foster Mawuli Benson, the local partner of Aljadad Holdings, described the deal as a turning point in Ghana's agro-industrial drive. His words underscore the symbolic nature of this initiative, because for the first time, Ghana will not just be importing fertilizers, but producing them locally in large volumes. The petroleum hub in Atuabo will no longer just be an industrial dream, but a living reality that feeds into Ghana's quest for agricultural modernization. Benson stressed that this project will create opportunities specifically for the youth, providing not just jobs, but skills transfer, technical training, and exposure to high-level industrial operations. This is how nations move from being consumers of global resources to producers and exporters, and Ghana appears to be charting that path decisively. At the policy level, the project has been warmly received by the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, who did not mince words in urging the investors to fast-track construction. His remarks reflect the urgency of Ghana's food security agenda, an agenda that is being redefined by the government's focus on irrigation farming and year-round production. With climate change increasingly making rainfall patterns unpredictable, Ghana's future in agriculture will rely heavily on irrigation schemes and mechanization. However, without reliable access to affordable fertilizers, these efforts cannot yield the desired results. Opoku's call for immediate action highlights the fact that this fertilizer project is not merely a business investment, it is a national necessity. The connection between fertilizer availability and food security cannot be ignored. Across Africa, fertilizer use remains among the lowest in the world, with many farmers unable to afford or access the quantities required to maximize yields. In Ghana, where agriculture remains the backbone of the economy and employs a significant portion of the population, improving fertilizer access is the single most important lever to boost productivity. Imagine a Ghana where maize, rice, cocoa, vegetables, and other staple crops are cultivated with the right levels of nutrients in the soil, leading to higher yields, lower food prices, and more exports. That is the vision this $5 billion investment brings closer to reality. It is not simply about producing fertilizer, but about transforming agriculture into a more profitable, sustainable, and industrialized sector. The choice of Atuabo as the anchor point for this project is also strategic. Atuabo is already home to significant energy infrastructure, and the integration of a gas processing plant into this fertilizer initiative makes economic and technical sense. By using Ghana's natural gas resources as feedstock, the country will maximize its own energy resources to add value domestically instead of exporting raw gas without processing. This creates a powerful value chain effect where energy fuels industry and industry fuels agriculture. The Petroleum Hub Development Corporation has long been touted as a catalytic project for Ghana's industrial future, and with this fertilizer plant, that vision begins to materialize in concrete terms. The ripple effects of this project are extensive. Beyond the direct creation of jobs and the provision of fertilizer for farmers, Ghana is positioning itself to become a major exporter of fertilizer in the West African subregion. Countries like Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, and Niger, which also struggle with fertilizer shortages, will look to Ghana as a source of supply. This opens up opportunities for Ghana to earn valuable foreign exchange, reduce the trade deficit, and assert itself as a leader in regional agro-industrial production. In an era where food insecurity has become a global concern, Ghana's ability to control one of the key inputs for food production will enhance its influence not only regionally but also internationally. From a social perspective, the impact of this project on rural communities cannot be underestimated. Fertilizer availability directly determines crop productivity, which in turn influences food prices in the market. For smallholder farmers, who make up the majority of Ghana's farming population, access to affordable fertilizer means the difference between profit and loss, between being able to send children to school or not, and between being able to expand farmland or being stuck in subsistence. When fertilizer becomes readily available locally, the cost of production will drop, profits will rise, and farming will become more attractive to the youth. This is how agricultural transformation begins, by making the inputs accessible, reliable, and affordable. The global context also provides a compelling reason why Ghana's fertilizer project is timely. The war in Ukraine and other global supply chain disruptions have already shown how vulnerable African countries are when they depend on imports for critical agricultural inputs. Fertilizer prices surged to record highs in 2022 and 2023, creating hardship for millions of farmers and threatening food security in several countries. By producing fertilizers locally, Ghana will not only shield itself from external shocks, but also serve as a stabilizing force in the region. This is more than just industrial diversification. It is economic resilience in action. For the youth, the project offers more than jobs. It offers hope. The fact that over 2,000 direct jobs will be created is only the beginning. The skills that will be developed in the areas of engineering, chemical processing, logistics, and project management will create a new generation of industrial workers and professionals. These individuals will not only serve Ghana, but will also become competitive on the international market, further elevating the nation's human capital. Moreover, the establishment of such a mega project will attract ancillary businesses and investments in housing, services, and infrastructure in and around Atuabo, leading to broader regional development. The importance of timing cannot be overstated. Ghana is at a crossroads in its development journey, with pressing needs to diversify the economy, reduce unemployment, and strengthen self-sufficiency. This fertilizer project ticks all those boxes and comes at a time when global dynamics make it essential for countries to take control of their own food production systems. Investors like Aljadad Group are not just bringing money, but also technology, expertise, and international networks that will elevate Ghana's industrial capabilities. When this project kicks off, it will mark the beginning of a new era where Ghana's agricultural fortunes are no longer tied to the uncertainties of foreign supply chains, but anchored firmly in domestic production. As the geotechnical team prepares to begin feasibility studies in October, all eyes will be on Atuabo and the Petroleum Hub Development Corporation. For many Ghanaians, this is more than just another investment. It is a symbol of progress, a beacon of industrialization, and a promise of better days ahead. The partnership between Ghana and Aljadad Group reflects the trust and confidence that international investors are placing in the country's stability and growth potential. It also highlights the importance of visionary leadership that understands that food security, job creation, and industrialization are all intertwined. This story is one of transformation, ambition, and resilience. Ghana, through this $5 billion fertilizer investment, is telling the world that it is ready to rise above the limitations of dependency and chart a new course of self-reliance and regional leadership. The farmers who have struggled with high costs and shortages will soon see a future where fertilizer is abundant, affordable, and reliable. The youth who have long searched for meaningful employment will soon find opportunities in an industry that connects energy, agriculture, and manufacturing. And the nation as a whole will step into a new era where agriculture is not just about survival, but about prosperity and global competitiveness. Ghana is set to become a hub for fertilizer production, and this is not a distant dream. It is a project that is about to begin, anchored on the resources, determination, and vision of a nation that understands that its future lies in harnessing its strengths. From Atuabo to every farming community across the country, the echoes of this investment will be felt for generations to come. This is Ghana's moment, and the story of a fertilizer hub is only the beginning of a much larger transformation that promises to change the destiny of agriculture, industry, and food security forever.
If today is your first time watching this channel or you are returning to this channel for the exciting content, please subscribe to the channel for more educative and developmental projects across Ghana and Africa as a whole. Do you want to know about the state of a project in Africa? Then make sure to like and comment the name of the project you would like us to talk about and its current state.